Imagine this. You've been trading for months, finally starting to see consistent profits. You feel on top of the world, like you've figured it all out. But then, in just one day, you lose everything you've worked for. Your account balance, your confidence, your entire mindset, all gone in a few hours. I'm going to share the true story of how that happened to me and the lessons I learned that changed everything about my approach to trading. It was a Tuesday morning, and I was ready to start my day. I had spent hours the night before preparing, studying my charts, fine-tuning my strategy, and feeling confident that today was going to be a great day. I had been trading for a while and was starting to feel like I had a good handle on things. The strategies I had been testing were showing promising results, and I was seeing consistent profits. I had finally hit that point where everything seemed to click, and I thought I had figured it out. The market opened, and I saw my first setup of the day. It was a classic pattern I had traded countless times, and everything seemed to line up perfectly. Without hesitation, I entered the trade. Everything felt right until it didn't. Within minutes, I was in the red. A small loss, but a loss nonetheless. I closed the trade and moved on, brushing it off like it was no big deal. Just one loss, I told myself. I'll get the next one. But that's when things started to go downhill. I should have taken a step back, reassessed, and waited for another good setup. But I didn't. I was eager to make up for that loss, to recover quickly. I started chasing trades, entering setups that weren't quite as clean as the first one. And the market, as it often does, took advantage of my desperation. I took a second trade, and then a third. And before I knew it, I had opened 5 trades in a matter of hours, and not one of them was going my way. I kept telling myself, this will turn around, just one more trade. But the losses kept stacking up. Each loss made me feel more determined to get back to break even, to turn the day around. But the harder I tried, the worse it got. I was in denial, thinking that just one more trade would fix everything. I watched as my account balance dropped. $500, $1,000, $1,500. The numbers kept shrinking, but I wasn't willing to accept it. I refused to admit that I was wrong. Instead, I let my emotions take control. Fear, frustration, and pride began clouding my judgment. Every trade felt like a chance to redeem myself, but every trade just dug me deeper. At this point, I was deep in the hole. I had already broken all my rules. I wasn't following my risk management strategy. I was risking more than I normally would, thinking that I had to make up for the losses. I'd go in heavier, thinking that the bigger the trade, the bigger the recovery. But all it did was magnify my losses. I was chasing my losses, and it was only a matter of time before everything crumbled. By the end of the day, I had lost thousands more than I had made in the past month. And I wasn't just losing money. I felt like I had lost control. I had lost my discipline. I had let my emotions dictate every move, and now I had nothing to show for it except a pile of mistakes. I sat there, staring at the screen, utterly defeated. I wanted to blame the market. I wanted to blame the strategy, my charts, anything other than myself. But deep down, I knew the truth. It wasn't the market's fault. It wasn't the strategy's fault. It was me. I had failed to control my emotions. I had ignored my plan, and I had let my ego get the best of me. I didn't want to admit it, but I knew something had to change. I realized that trading isn't just about understanding market patterns, setting stop losses, or finding the perfect entry. It's about mindset. It's about staying calm when everything goes wrong and sticking to your plan even when emotions are screaming at you to do something else. The loss stung. It stung for days, but it was the turning point I needed. I took a step back and reevaluated everything. I started to realize that trading is a marathon, not a sprint. I couldn't afford to let every loss dictate my next move. I had to find balance. I had to be patient. I had to respect the market. And most importantly, I had to respect myself. I went back to the basics. I revisited my risk management strategies and put them into practice, no matter how small the trade. I took a break from the markets to reset my mindset. I also started journaling every trade, reviewing not just the outcome, but my thoughts and emotions behind each decision. I wanted to understand why I made certain moves and how I could avoid repeating the same mistakes. Slowly but surely, things began to improve. I became more selective with my trades. I learned to walk away when I was emotional and to stop chasing losses. my confidence returned, but this time, it was a humble confidence, grounded in discipline and experience, not arrogance. I share this story not to dwell on the loss, but to emphasize a lesson I'll never forget. Trading is not about winning every time. It's about managing risk, controlling your emotions, and learning from your mistakes. That day, I learned the hard way that the market doesn't care about your feelings or your ego. It only cares about whether you stick to your plan and manage your risk. If you're in a similar situation, struggling with emotional trading or chasing losses, you're not alone. I've been there. And if you're ready to take control of your trading journey, to stay disciplined, and to learn from your mistakes, I'm here to help. I've been testing strategies, refining my approach, and sharing what works and what doesn't, and I invite you to join me. Let's navigate this journey together, learn from our experiences, and grow as traders. Have you ever gone through a similar experience? Lost control during a trading session? Share your story in the comments below. And if you want to trade smarter, test strategies, and stay disciplined, make sure to subscribe for more insights and lessons that can help you become a better trader.